let the morning. I couldn't sleep, so I just held you.
Okay, I think the mic is on now. There's also a lot of desktop audio. Oh, I guess I didn't hear. No?
Still music.
It's not muted.
I can hear you now. There's
Okay.
just background music playing.
From where? Is there still?
Yeah, no, it's probably this this scene.
I just got rid of the desktop audio, which is bad.
Can you edit that scene?
Edit what?
The commentator faces scene.
Yeah. This is. What do you want me to edit?
Someone has a file playing of music somewhere.
There's no way. I only have a webcam and a mic.
Okay.
The mic is Yeti stereo microphone.
Commentator faces scene. Okay, we're good now.
I think it was a desktop audio that I just got rid of, maybe.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. We're starting. Thank
Yeah.
you for bearing with us as we sort out the technical difficulties of it all. And we're already playing Mahjong, so we should tune into the game.
Yes, we should. Okay, so
First hanchan. First hand, East 1. You're seeing the first discards already.
Andres is already going for a fast hand.
So Pong Sha, which I believe is his wind.
Yes.
Yeah. Still early game, everyone's cutting terminals. Interesting cut here. Decides to keep Yaku highs and cut a Tuso. Yeah, Kevin's hand pretty far along.
Yeah, for an early call, Andres' hand is actually not as fast as it may seem.
Right, he called to confirm the Yaku, but probably will wait for the hand to be a bit more shaped to finish calling it. Ooh, red 5. Okay, now the hand is getting closer and more valuable, right? Because he can have at least 3 Han now.
Yep.
But he needs the green and he needs to fill up some other shapes. Kevin's hand, on the other hand, looking like a hand, potential closed hand, like Riichi hand, Riichi Pinfu.
It'd be a heavy hitter if you can get it to Tenpai in time.
Right. So Kelly now starts having the choice for 7 pairs, right? He drew the 4th pair.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Ooh,
Kevin draws a key.
Yes,
Tile.
6, 6, 7, 7, 8. So that becomes a very flexible block in Sozu. Ooh, another progression for Andres. Now he needs to decide what to keep. So he goes for
Slimming down the shape rather than... And keeping the 5-8 even though they don't connect to each other.
right to create a new shape, and he's assuming he's gonna pong the green, right? He's really banking on ponging the green.
Right.
Because otherwise the hand might be a little cheap.
But I don't think the green is out. It's in the wall somewhere.
Right. The green is in the wall. He might be looking around and be like, why hasn't it come out? We're already second row discards and one of his dragons hasn't come out. So he must have some concern that someone has a pair, which is always a...
Oh, and Andres passes the pawn on the 7 pin, so really looking for that green.
He wants the value. Probably both to keep the hand more valuable and not indefensible, right?
Mm-hmm. Kelly needs to choose between 7 pairs and a normal hand. She chooses to cut the 8-pin. And the first green comes out, and Kevin immediately cuts it. Andres pawns and is tenpai, waiting on the 7 of characters.
Yeah. I mean, he held on to that 5-8. He, of course, was hoping he was going to form a 2-sided weight. But given he drew the 9, there's just no time, right, to hope for a better weight. So he just goes for very hard to improve tenpai, but tenpai. And he's tenpai for Yakuhai 2, red 5, so like a 3,900.
Yep.
Unless I'm counting the foo wrong. Okay.
So Kevin actually drew the red 5 last turn and cut the 8, so getting rid of his what looked like Ipeiko.
Yeah, and generally speaking, Andres made 2 Yakuhai calls, so the hand can be anything from 2 Han to very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like everyone is already playing a little bit more cautiously. Okay, Sarah's hand progresses again. She cuts the more dangerous tile first. Oh, here's a tricky one. This does not fit Kelly's hand, but is a deal-in tile. And that's what we're going to see. The first deal-in.
3,900.
To 3,900. Because we have 4 foo. I mean, it is 10 foo, but it's still, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3,900, 330. The first win. Andres won as West, right? So the dealer will move.
Move to Sarah.
Sarah's now the new dealer. No big deal. It's first deal in, right? Not a big one.
Mm-hmm.
But what's interesting in this tournament is most people, in order to get a qualifying seat today, they need first place.
Yes.
Right? They're too far behind in like cumulative scores, so they need first place. So I'm wondering how aggressive play we'll see today.
I was talking to some of the players before games started, and a lot of them are definitely thinking about, first or bust. They need to take first place in at least 2 or 3 of these games in order to have a chance at qualifying.
Yeah. The exception here, and we'll do the scores when we have downtime, we'll do the scores in detail. Andres might be the exception here. He has a positive score from previous tournaments. So he could get second or third even in the tournament, but if he has a high enough score today, he could qualify through that route. So he's in a bit less pressure than everyone else. So Sarah's hand already pretty formed. It's 2 Shanten, but it's very early 2 Shanten.
And most other people have a long way to go. Oh, she draws that key tile to fill out the 5-7 shape. So
now she has
she's sitting in 1 Shanten now.
She's 1 Shanten. One of the shapes is bad, but she has an extra floating tile to create a better shape. Right, so Sarah's hand is potentially the Riichi here. Oh, now she has a choice. Keeps the sticky tile, meaning still hoping for an improvement. She's the dealer. It's early. Another fill for Kelly, right? It's a 6, 7, 8, 9.
A nice draw there, but I still think Sarah is the fastest hand.
Right. Sarah's not even considering tiles. Is she only going to consider a 4-6 pin or the 4-so or the other
6-so for an upgrade?
Yeah, 6-so for an upgrade. Or she can just fill the Ryanman 3-6 Mon and then Riichi, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's no way we don't see a Riichi if this hand gets a Tenpai.
And she dealer, yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
and there it is. That's Tenpai. It's Kanshan Dora 1. Choose Sudama. Interesting.
Oh.
Very interesting. So maybe the calculus here is early enough that perhaps it can get an upgrade. But
I think that's an Iron Riichi, though.
I would
As
Riichi.
dealer especially.
Early dealer Riichi just shuts the table down.
Karagiri Riichi.
Karagiri
She
Riichi.
cuts the tile that she just drew to make it seem like she's changing her hand.
Right.
But in fact, it's to disguise that she was already in Tenpai before
Right.
this turn.
Right, and the effect of that is very interesting, right? Because if she discards the tile she just drew, people notice that, and they noticed she hesitated to Riichi immediately, which
Suggests
signals
that your
weight is bad. Exactly. So if you know someone has a bad weight, you're a lot more confident pushing tiles
Right.
and a lot more suspicious of traps. So she tried to disguise that a little bit. So she
Yeah.
waited one turn. I mean, it would not have made a difference. Okay. Keeps it south for later. Andre's hand is a bit too far to push back, right? You're not going to push back to the dealer with us.
And especially as Andres is one of the only people where scores matter as well as placement, I feel like he has more reason to not be so aggressive.
And interestingly, we're seeing some tiles get pushed, right? The
Yeah.
one pin is a push. The 6 pin is a half Suji.
Half Suji doesn't
This,
exist.
yeah, it
so
does
that's a
not.
push.
Yeah, like mildly less deadly, but deadly still. See a 6 mon come out. Like I feel like folks are just don't have much to defend. Now they're starting to find some tiles to defend, but this is generally a very challenging thing to push against. Like no one has a hand that is Tenpai.
If Kelly can safely, draw that last tile that she needs, maybe, but I think everybody else is pretty far away. Oh, Kelly's thinking about it. It would be an Entotsu, so wait, no, it's just a Shampon.
Yeah.
South and 5-mon.
Yeah, which is incredibly good weight because everyone is holding
A
onto
safe tile south.
a safe tile south, but it's completely unseen, right? But now you're defending against two Riichis. What's your best bet if you don't find a common tile? That south might come out.
Yeah.
Kevin doesn't fall for it.
and
Sumo by Sarah.
takes that Riichi stick.
Right? Because
When
Kelly didn't know that, but like there's two souths that could have come out on Ipatsu, right?
yeah, and then she would have gotten to Udo.
She would have gotten like a really good score. With Sarah, just sumos. This is Riichi, Sumo, Dora 2. Mangan.
So Mangan for dealer.
Dealer Mangan, 12,000 points.
And the game is suddenly not so close anymore.
Right. And that deal in, she doesn't care that she dealt in 3,900 anymore. Like, now you're the dealer, East 2, 34,000 points. Pretty comfortable situation. And if you have one of the early dealerships, you just want to milk it. Because
Yes.
the game also ends by time, right? So Andres and Kelly are actually not guaranteed to be dealer twice. Sarah has more chances of that.
Yeah, that's true.
So the longer she holds on to this dealership, the better.
It's the filibuster strategy. Alright, Sarah starting off with a red 5 in hand. And yeah, 2 Dora in hand already. So can be decently valuable. Andres has an interesting hand, a pair of white dragon. Maybe he can put a quick stop to Sarah's dealer repeat. Alright. Oh, Andres pairs up another Yakuhai. This hand could be both quick and potentially valuable. Andres makes that first call for that Yakuhai 2 hand.
Yeah, Andre's hands. That's the second
Oh.
call.
There it is.
East.
He doesn't hedge a flush hand, just going for speed.
Right. Yeah, his hand. I mean, it's still missing a shape, right? And
Yeah.
I guess if you decide to call this hand, you need to go for speed or bust, right? You need to not break anything you have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he fills in the most difficult shape. So now the 8-pin goes out. He's 1 away, and he has 2 great tiles to form
just
his
looking to
last.
stick something to those.
Yeah,
2
stick
floating
something,
tiles.
preferably 3/5 mon, 6/8 so for a good weight. Yeah, Sarah mild improvement, right? Now
She's 1 Shanpan, I think.
she's one away. Yeah, but she has no pair. If I read the hand correctly,
Isn't that 6 paired up?
the 6 can pair up and then leave a bad shape, or you can see it's 2, 4, 6, 6, 7.
Yep.
With better shapes but no pair. But so it really depends what she draws next. But I mean, it is as a dealer, I would love that 1 away.
But yeah, it's kind of luck of the draw now between.
So Andres does not progress. Interesting choice for Kelly here with what to keep. She does keep the pear shaped. Yeah.
Yeah.
The pear shape. So she has a 3/3/5 and a penchant. She probably I think on Kelly's judgment is right here, like trying to cut a penchant this late when someone is already 2 calls out.
Yeah.
Like the normal read is that Andres is Tenpai. They don't know he's Ishanten, but making 2 calls might suspect he might be Tenpai. Kevin keeps a Chitoi possibility, it seems. 1, 1, 6, 6, 8, 8. Yeah, he's Ishanten for Chitoi and also has a lovely shape in Manzu. More
Kevin
Manzu.
keeps drawing Manzu. But the 1 so is the Dora. Wait, no, the 9th. The 9 so is the Dora.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so he has Chitoi, Ishanten, Chitoi Dora 2.
Andres draws an amazing tile for Tenpai.
Yeah, the best he could hope for, literally. It is 2-sided weight with another Dora, so he's looking at a 3,900 quick hand, right? Which is, I mean, we take those.
So, in terms of his winning tiles, we see Kapadom in Kelly's hand. Yeah, I think,
Oh, Tenpai.
Oh.
Riichi, waiting on the 9.
But unfortunately, had to cut Andres' winning tile.
What did he cut? The 6 or the 3?
I think the 3.
Yeah, cut a 3. Oh, that's unfortunate. Because did he have a choice of weight? He did. He could have cut the 9.
Yeah, I mean, ordinarily, this late, you want to cut the edge tile rather than a 3 that can be used more easily. But
yeah, it was a trade-off,
still
right?
Borderline, though.
Yeah, it's a trade-off. Like, he wanted the better weight for himself,
Exactly.
right?
No.
But then he had to push the spicier tile. And, I mean, the weight could have been 6/9, and he could have dealt in the 9,
for
right?
sure.
Yeah, so he had a very valuable hand, like Riichi Chitoi Dora 2. Good weight. So
And, like, yeah, you want the better weight, especially with Chitoi.
Oh, it's just, yeah. Okay, Andres is now dealer. So he basically recovered some of the points from the sumo that happened before the dealer sumo.
Has a double tone, a double east pair.
Right. Kelly's hand, lots of pairs as well. Sarah's hand,
Nice shapes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some shapes, but like more work to do. Okay,
Andres
this
is
one is
advancing fast.
He might not even have to call the east, even though if
He
it
would
comes out
definitely
early,
like
he
to.
will. Yeah. But if you can get to Tenpai on the east, even better. Doesn't help.
Interesting.
He's already happy with his shape, so he has a
Slimming down.
3,
Yeah.
5, 6, 8, like 2 overlapping shapes or 1 Ryanmen, right? And he made his choice. So that means he will pong the east because he has 2 pairs now. So he absolutely will pong the east if it comes out because he has east east, 1 so 1 so. Too many pairs. He's leaving himself a choice.
Kind of delaying that decision.
Yeah.
It's so early.
This is a Chitoi hand now, or potentially a That's a chitoi commit, right?
Yeah.
Breaks the shape if you're looking at the hand as a normal hand, but keeps the west as like the deadly potential weight.
The sneaky weight.
The much feared head cube weight. Okay, now she needs to start choosing tiles. The 8 pin is already once cut.
Yep.
So not a great chitoi tile. So we might see an upset here where Andre has this very fast hand.
And Sarah will be able to call that green dragon and advance her hand. 1 away, I think.
Keeps the... Ooh, that's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Andres keeps going for a normal hand. That
Right.
is the faster way.
Right. He now has, instead of 6 groups, he has a paired up group. Like a reinforced group. Mm-hmm. Ooh, now this is now... We're now in large greed territory. Makes the chitoi harder for Kelly, but
Leaves the
some
door open for
some war crimes.
Yeah, for Sananko or like Ipeiko Riichi.
Right. Sarah needs to cut the 6 pin now because 6 pin is isolated. I would have gone for kind of headless because she had 2 head options, the 2 so 4 so.
Yeah.
So the choice.
Oh,
ooh,
no.
That's unfortunate. That's the chitoi backfire. The 2 pin. Hard to read, right?
Yeah.
The 1 pins were cut, so the 2 pins were, slightly better chitoi tiles, but
Hard to read them.
and she would have been tenpai on the west, and that was the west would come out. It's just you see that happen, and you know immediately that there was a path. And it's so sad, but it's hard with chitoi, right? That will happen always.
Kevin, get tenpai.
And Riichi's on a Nobitan, right? So he needs a 2 so 5 so. Our hand is Riichi Dora,
Yes.
right? Riichi Dora, 2,600 points if he wins. If he wins without any additional luck.
So we see 6 of the 2 5 so. Or 7 actually. There's only 1 5 so left in the wall. Otherwise,
So let's see. That's 2 in Sarah's hand, 2 in Kelly's hands.
2 in Kevin's own hand, and then 1
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah. But it is a good. It's hard. It's hard to read from this pond. I'm not sure I would look at this pond and be like, delicious weight. Yeah. So now,
Sarah has a tough choice of what to cut.
because now that 6 pin has become
Oh
unacceptable.
no! And she cuts
Yeah.
the wrong one.
Yeah. I think Sarah would have had a fighting chance cutting the 6 pin earlier because the hand would have more outs and less dangerous tiles, but the 2 so could have come out anyways. Yeah, Kelly had a very, very promising chitoi. And she had a choice between tiles that were completely live, right? So there was no tile count that could have helped her. Had she kept the 2 pin, she would have gotten tenpai on the west. She'd been amazing weight and might have won a Nippatsu.
It's one of those like forks in the road.
Yeah.
In every Mahjong game.
And you choose, and then you spend the rest of the game like watching what would have happened if you chose differently. So it does it takes some mental just peace of mind to be like, that's okay. It's just the odds. Sometimes you do everything right, and you draw the tile for the other choice. We're not at East 4. Kelly's a dealer, and Kelly needs this dealership, right? She's a little bit behind on points. Nothing major. It's a Mungan. A Mungan brings her back to the top of the board. But she doesn't want to rely on her last dealership because the game might end before that. So she will probably
definitely want
take
to
any.
seize the moment.
Yeah, definitely. If she has a hand she can push, speed up, she will. Sarah has lots of letters in the hand.
Kelly has a lot of yamen shapes, but does need a few more shapes in order to fill out
Right.
the hand.
And she basically chose to keep all dragons, right? Almost as a shape. Be like,
Yeah.
maybe one of these will pair up and I can speed up this hand,
Exactly.
which needs help. Sarah has a decision here. Like, she could keep all of these letters and just force a Honitsu. It is unlikely to win, but the moment you get caught by a Riichi, you have all these safe tiles in your hand, right? It's
It's low downside, yeah.
it's slow, but it's one of those hands like, if I cut all these letters, will this hand actually fill in closed? So if you don't believe it will, then you might as well go for the less likely Yaku guaranteed hand full of safe tiles. But I mean, that's sometimes also ladder mentality, right? Tournament mentality. You might be like, I'm gonna go for this. I'm ahead.
You know, yeah, I could I could draw into all of my bad shapes. Like,
Right.
it could happen. Oh,
Kevin-
and she does. She draws one.
Yeah, she filled one of them, so now it's already way more likely. Ishantan, right?
Kevin drew a really nice tile to fill out his Ipeiko in a 7-8-9, and now his another pair. Oh,
Is Riichi.
this is
Ryanpeiko,
this is Ryanpeiko.
right? The rare Ryanpeiko. I mean, a read that is easy for us, hard for them, is the 5-pin cut does
Indicate 1-4
Yeah,
or
or
6-9 weight.
right? So with the 5-pin cut and a 2-pin previously cut, the 6-9 should feel a little spicy,
Yes.
spicier than usual.
But this could just be us, you know.
This could just
Having
be a random
omissions.
overflow,
Yeah.
random overflow tile, and you deal in completely elsewhere. Now, it's an interesting choice, right? Because it is a large hand, but only on the 9-pin.
Yes.
So you have to reach it. if you draw the other side as just like sumo pifu
Ipeiko.
ipeko,
Yeah.
it's a little disappointing, right?
Yeah.
For this hand. Now the 2 9-pins are taken. One in his hands, one in Sarah's hands, one in the pond. So I mean, Kevin.
It's pretty good in the wall, honestly.
It is likely, yeah. Oh, and
Sarah may be...
Sarah may deal into this because she decided to cut that shape. Now, she cut the 8 because it's Suji. Will she cut the 9? The 9 looks much scarier on this board.
It does, but it's also so temptingly isolated in her hand.
Right. The catastrophe sometimes happens is people cut all the 8 pins and you're like, it's one chance. Right?
But because Kevin has 2 of the 8-pin, that's not going to be the case.
Right. So Kevin sees it blocked, but that works not in his favor at all. There's another 8-pin, but that's as many 8-pins we'll see. Will people cut a 9 that is not protected at all?
Sarah
Sarah's
has
hand
to make
progressed.
a choice between progressing her hand.
There's
Okay.
the Forso first. I mean, she could even get to like just waiting on that 9-pin herself. And Kevin just keeps drawing tiles, hoping for that last 9-pin.
Kelly's hand is close to Tenpai, and as dealer, she may chase.
So many pairs. So many
know.
pairs.
That 4 pin
Amon,
is awkward.
just cut the Amon. If you want
Yeah.
to progress the hand, you have to cut the Amon.
Oh. Alright,
Oh, that's
pushing
a push.
4.
That's a push. I mean, and if the 6-pin comes out, he has to roam, right? He cannot pass on it.
No.
It's too late. There's 2 6-pins in Andres' hand, 1 in Kelly's hand. So this weight is a lot more shot than one would think, but actually 2 outs in the wall this late.
Kelly reaches tenpai and is contemplating.
You're the dealer. You're the greatest. You're the dealer. You're the greatest. You're the dealer. You're the greatest.
There's
Riichi.
no way but forward.
What's the weight? The weight is a
Five
Shabo.
Mon and Green Dragon.
Wow.
That's quite bold. I don't think the Green Dragon has been cut.
Her weight is surprisingly better.
Actually, no. It's once cut.
And there's a 5 Mon in hand here.
Yes. So
Andres has decisions to make.
I would be scared.
Yeah, 2 Riichis. One by the dealer, one very early. So close. Yeah, Sarah just plays
Sarah's
safe.
folding out.
Yeah.
It's a game of.
It's a draw.
now.
They could all be in the dead wall. That is a distinct possibility. Or we might see a pretty big hand.
Ruon, yeah. Or sumo.
Ooh, that's
the last
dangerous.
one.
He looks at it and knows it's dangerous. Ooh.
Which
there it
one
is.
is
The
it?
9-pin. The 9-pin.
Oh, the 9-pin. Oh,
So
that's a.
Riichi, Pinfu, Ryampeko. This is Mangan.
Yeah.
Riichi, Pinfu, Ryampeko.
But just a psychological damage.
Yeah. Is this Haite? Was this Haite? No.
No.
Look, there's some tiles left over there. Because it was very close to the end. I mean, we knew the 9-pin is in the wall, and at this point, Kevin knew the 9-pin is in the wall. So he's like, either let me draw it,
Let me draw it for
or
the
let
Hanuman.
or let Kelly draw it for a direct hit
Yeah.
on the dealer. So we're gonna see the scores adjust there in a bit. Yeah, agree. Christian is saying in chat, truly tragic. I mean,
In chat.
yeah, I think a very valid chase by Kelly. Like, you chase as the dealer.
Oh, yes.
And
And your weight, I mean, yes, it's a Shabo, but
once cut green,
it looks safe. If it was in somebody's hand,
it could
I
have
think
come out.
it would come out. Yeah.
It is surprising it had not come out against the early Riichis, so I would expect it to be in the wall, which is another reason why I might
Right.
Riichi.
So now the playing field is quite bunched up at the top, and poor Kelly, unfairly lagging behind.
Yeah, I think Kelly made absolutely the right decision to Riichi, but now she's in that tough spot of hoping to get a South 4 dealership to recover from this. And now she's racing against the clock, right? So, but her hand...
It's tough because you don't want to speed up the game with quick hands.
Right, but this quick hand of hers is Mangan. So we'll see. She has White Dragon, 2 Doras, and a Red 5.
That's true. This
So
could be the
let's
quick
speed this
hand
one.
she needs.
This one I would love to speed up. Quick. I mean, I would even call a 9 so from Kelly's perspective, which is like telegraphing that you have a dragon. But people don't know she has 3 Dora. I might actually get away with not showing any Dora until Rome.
That's true.
With the shapes. So that kind of Atozuke, I think it's fine to call. People might just read it as, oh, Kelly's trying to make some points back really fast and get to her dealership again. But the hand is actually... the doors are paired up.
Yeah.
All paired up already. So Pong 8-pin is valid. Chi 9 so is valid. Chi 6
Would
so is valid.
you Pon 4 so with this hand?
That's a tricky one. I would.
Even though it doesn't go beyond Mangan.
It's a good point. It's a good point. It's a good point, and there's the backfire of that is
People are wary of you.
everyone is looking at you, and now cutting an unseen White Dragon when
Looks-
someone has opened Dora Pong is absolutely
Suicide.
yeah yeah. Okay, this hand, Kevin's hand is Ishan 10 for Chitoe, but he's keeping an Anko, meaning He's hoping, greeting for more.
Did Sarah just reject? No, that wasn't Tenpai.
Interesting. Andres keeps the option for an E2. Breaks up one of the pairs.
Kelly's making a move.
Yep, she calls the Atozuke 9-so, which is the
one that looks more suspicious.
the one that looks more suspicious. But what will people read, right? Will people read Hakunomi or will people read Hakudora 3? Generally speaking, you are wary of the last place player being Tenpai, because dealing into a manga and into the last place player is a recipe to becoming yourself the last place player.
She's Tenpai. Waiting on the Dora and the White Dragon, but only the White... Oh!
Immediate. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's wrong, Kelly.
That's wrong, Kelly.
Just wrong the hand.
Just review the hand.
She probably realized what happened. She's gonna call a judge to say I just said the wrong word.
She could cut the 8-pin.
The 8-mon. Yeah, but that's a huge furitan. No, she should be allowed to roan if she just said the wrong word. But the game is probably stopping to check with the judge if she's allowed to go back on the call.
Right. I know the feeling. You hope and hope for this one tile the whole game, and when you finally see it,
you just react.
Yeah. Oh.
So we don't know if there was actually a judgment made, but the reality is
she's in furitan.
She's in furitan, and it's a difficult furitan to undo. She needs to cut an entire block away, or draw very, very precisely.
Yeah. If she draws a 6 or 7 mon.
She draws a pair. Somewhere else to just switch to a shabo. That's a bad one for. And she's a very tricky position because she cut the 8 and it immediately got pwned, so she knows there's only that 8 got shot.
Yeah, so she can't draw it back to
right. She needs to draw 5, which she has most of them in her hand, or she needs to draw Dora, which presumably are in people's hands. Held,
and she can't call herself out of this.
No.
In any way.
I mean, she could pull the Dora. Wait for 7 mon Tunky. Which is a unfortunate...
Unfortunately, could be easier.
Yeah, I mean,
it could. The current situation.
Yeah. But it's... Yeah, there's the last 8. She cannot call it. She's free 10.
Mm-hmm. Kelly has played with the weekly people before.
Yeah. Kelly's an active club member. So here's her chance to change weights. That would have been a weight change, a productive weight change. And Kevin is gonna win. Kevin Sumo's is Toy Nomi. It's probably 240.
Probably.
It's a 26. 13-7. Yeah. So Mika, you don't hear butane. So who you have today is Andre and Amy.
Yes. Butane is not in this country.
Butane is in the jungles of Ecuador as we speak.
Living it up, bird watching every day.
Bird watching, working from 12 time zones away from her job. Bird watch by day, work by night.
I'm hoping Kelly can kind of keep up the... It's a really tough mentally.
Yeah.
I'm hoping she can keep up her mental fortitude.
And it's like, it is something that it happens to everybody, right? Like, you feel bad that it happens, but the reality is, like, on offline play, you will chombo sometimes, you will make a wrong call. I've did all sorts of wrong. You'll miss your calls. You will call something that is not your tile, right? It happens, but it's all about how you bounce back, as you're saying. So we now have Kevin's second dealership. So he was the first dealer, so now this is South 1, Kevin's second dealership. Dora 9 Mon. Let's take a look at his hand. Lots of Sozu in his hand, but some shapes that we don't want to break. Right, so he doesn't even look at a Honitsu possibility here. Sarah, Andres is one good fill there for a pretty large Sozu block.
Kelly already has a confirmed Ipeiko, but needs some more
Right.
shapes.
Right. That's a Honitsu temptation again, coming in. But his is, I mean, as a dealer with a Ryanmen in hand, are you gonna
No.
force it? As a dealer, you just want to win and repeat, right?
Kelly could go for the Honitsu, actually. That would be quite valuable. Honitsu Dora 2.
You have more letters coming out. Everyone's discard so far just lots of honors. The exception being Kelly. Kelly cut three Sozus, 2 middle tiles, right?
Yes.
So cannot hide the Honitsu much longer.
But it's very valuable, and it could even be Honitsu Chanta with the right draws.
Right.
Honitsu Chanta and her own win, the west.
Yeah.
The north.
And she cut the 4-pin, so now everyone is on to what suit she wants. It's not overflowing yet. She hasn't cut honors yet. So will we see Andres? At which point Andres will start choking this hand, right?
If he isn't already.
Right.
He's cutting dragons early now.
Right. It's that decision. Do I divest all these tiles before she's Tenpai? Or do I start choking now and not even take the chance, right? But Andres needs to win a hand. And, I mean, I don't know how we're doing on time. I need to check, but we might be close.
I
Actually,
actually
no,
don't think they're too pressed for time.
Yeah, it feels like we started like half an hour ago.
Like 40 minutes.
Yeah, the Honitsu's looking good. She just drew a red 5 into that Honitsu. So that could be Minhon.
Wow, that's
I think
definitely.
I think the Chanta's gone, but that's okay.
We got the red 5. We don't
got
need
the red
Chanta.
5. We're gonna pong. We pong the north. I think we push this hand.
We take those.
Oh, Sarah wins. She was Dama, right?
Yeah, that was
Is this
Dama.
Sumo.
With no Yaku. Probably
Is it sumo?
hoping. I meant like she would not have been able to run this.
Right.
Probably hoping for an upgrade since she had so many.
Yeah.
Pinzu?
It is tough because this is a. What was her last discard? Was that the 3-so? She's after
Kevin.
Yeah, so no, maybe it was the 1-pin. We lost track of that there. Because it was the 1-pin because Sarah's a new dealer. So yeah, difficult, right? You get to a Riichi Nomi bad weight.
Mm-hmm.
If she had 2 sticky tiles, she could go back to Ishantan,
Yes.
right? But if she has a 1-pin, it literally the worst thing happened, right? If she cut it and instead of an improvement, she draws her own tile, which is a small win. I mean, she doesn't mind it. She doesn't mind it, right? It's fine.
Yeah, I think because of her placement, it's not
a problem.
It's not so much of a problem. She's well situated to take first place with a medium-sized hand here.
Yeah, this was tragic for Kelly because that was another recovery hand, right? So Kelly now needs to win some points and get to her dealership and make her dealership count a lot more. There were 2 hands that could have been recovery hands. One was the call,
the Dora 3,
the Dora 3, the call,
with the
call error.
called White Dragon,
Right.
and another was the Honitsu.
Right. And it's tough, right? Because like you see these hands coming together, you want to push, but at this point, everyone is more allowed to go for speed than you are, and it's really hard to fight that because you're trying to build hands with value. 7-pin Dora. Not seeing any hands really close yet.
No, Kevin has a Dora. I think that's the only Dora out right now in Kevin's hand.
And Andres is keeping some tiles to build more groups, but his backup option is just reaching that 1-2-2-2 weight, right? Which is pretty good. Yeah.
Yep.
Forms another shape, a good one. Kelly's hand has lots of things that can stick to progress the hand.
Sarah's one away, right?
Yeah, she's one away, and she kept the...
Andres has a potential... Oh, I was going to say a potential 1-2-3 Senshoku shift there, but he rejects it in favor of more speed.
Oh. Interesting. Sarah has a floating tile, like that 3-mon is completely floating. And we'll see if she's going to keep that for a while or if she's going to cut it to keep a safe tile. Right, because it's currently not adding much to the hand. The 3-so. Okay, draws a red 5. Just swap it out.
Yep.
Ooh.
Can confirm that as his pair.
Right, and he's Ishantan. He's Ishantan with like 2 good blocks, a Ryan-kan and a Ryan-men.
Kelly has to choose between Chitoy and a regular hand. Oh,
Chitoy.
No, Chitoy is the path to Hanuman.
Yeah, Chitoy is the way to score a lot of points. Yeah, that 9-mon. I might have kept that 9-mon because it's an extremely safe tile.
Oh, the hand keeps
changing.
Derailing.
Keeps changing, and now it's gonna have to commit to close him. Now she's gonna try Sananko, right?
Yeah.
If you need points here,
she needs to find value. She's hesitating though. Oh, interesting. Trying to keep that Ipeiko?
Yeah, I mean she unfortunately twice had to choose between hands because this hand just has some options. Yep, keeps a Ryan-kan. He already has a pair. Not needed. Okay, that doesn't help. I liked keeping all the Toitsuba because I mean the Chitoy Sananko is like it is the rocket you could have. Ooh. Kevin.
I think Kevin. So Kevin earlier cut the 6-mon trying to commit to 7, 8, 9.
To Chanta, right? To Junchan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that slowed down the hand considerably. Yeah, there we see that 3-so coming out. I mean the 4-pin is also relatively floating, right? Because if you draw the 5-pin, the hand does not progress.
No, the 3-so was kind of like a sashikomi, like slimming down the hand, getting rid of dangerous tiles, but.
Yeah, I would have even been a proponent of earlier.
Right.
Now it's a choice of round men. Now you have to cut two tiles. Like the 3-4 is a bit live. The 2-3-mon are more cut, and the suji around it are more cut. So 2-3-mon is a better weight, but they're also the safer tiles. Okay, yeah. If you want to win the hand, you cut the 3-4. I tend to agree.
And luckily she doesn't notice, but the 2-pin are basically all taken up by Andres, so she's also choosing the better weight.
But that's I think the most kind of counterintuitive thing, right? You look at the board, those lower pinzu are very expensive. So the naive thing to be is like, oh, they're all available, the 2-5 pins, but it is actually more likely at this point that they're in people's hands. So you want to go for the weight that is a little bit more shot.
Oh, I thought thought Sarah was going to go for K10 right there, but actually she cuts back the 9 pin
Right.
instead of taking Tenpai
Right.
for a Tanyao shift.
Yeah, Tanyawi Shanten.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think it's a good move, right, for the dealer, right, to guarantee that you're going to get to Tenpai.
Oh.
Now you can con, but the con is deadly.
I don't think you should con.
Yeah, no, you should not con.
Because
we want to see the hype, but we don't want to see the
but
con.
maybe not like this.
Oh, you could con and wait on the 4 pin.
Yeah.
But definitely not con and wait on the 40-10.
No. 6-9.
Yeah, 6-9, yeah.
Kelly, unfortunately, her hand has still been going back and forth.
Yeah, thank you for the correction, Lady Red.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I meant Sakigiri
Yeah.
instead of Sashikomi.
Yeah. Though I would still advocate that tile was like late. I think it's a tile like when you have like 2-2-2-3, it looks like that 3 is adding much to your hand. But if you already have pairs in the hand, that 3 is kind of almost as like isolated as can be. So I think she held on to potentially dangerous tile for a while. Oh,
and there it is.
now it pays off. Now she's Tenpai. She had a very wide Ishanten and she drew the best outcome there, which is the 5
Andres
pin.
also gets Tenpai after passing that 2-so call.
Has to Riichi. Has no Yaku.
Yep.
Ooh, now
and
another
another
Tenpai.
Tenpai.
This one has Yaku.
3 Tenpai and 1
But needs to
go.
cut the 6-so, which is
I think Kelly needs to go for it. She
Yeah,
has
there's no
less than
doubt.
10,000 points. It's now or never.
yeah.
Go!
Riichi.
Riichi! Oh,
No.
Dama!
Kevin is like, I'm out. I'm out. Because even though Kelly didn't Riichi, she pushed a tile that indicates she's Tenpai.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
It might as well have been.
Might as well have
Riichi.
been Riichi. And now, push another tile. This one is a little bit more
I
sus.
mean, that's why you Riichi, so you don't have to think about it.
She cuts the 8, which is, I mean, slightly less, more like edge tile, but also not
Also
by any
just
means.
a straight push almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure if the card is beautiful.
I am gonna. I don't know who Cordy Man is, but from the WW earlier and the Let's Con, it must be Shinky. I'm calling that Cordy Man is Shinky, or has learned from the Shinky school.
The Shinky
Mahjong.
school of thought.
Shinky school of thought. You two can know. Always be conning. Play the game to maximize excitement or volatility. So Kelly clinging to a Tenpai, which is important. Any point here is important. So the game ends in a draw. Andre's
3
Tenpai.
Tenpai.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we saw the dealer move, but I believe was Sarah not? Sarah was Tenpai, right?
Yes, I think that's a mistake in the overlay. Sarah should still be dealing. And I think that's Sarah's hand right now.
And some tiles were forgotten. Yeah, we see Sarah spin the dice, so Sarah is the dealer. I try to communicate that.
We will message our overlay guy.
I mean, it is a lot to keep track of, right?
Yeah. Alright, Sarah, we already see has a Dora in hand. Has 2 Dora in hand. Shinky School of Mahjong or Shizong?
Dora Forso.
Yep.
So
Sarah has 2 Dora in hand.
I'd be happy to draw this high pie.
Me too. Possible 4, 5, 6 Senshoku if she wants to call.
Kelly's almost at a Chitoe. Kevin also has
quite a few pairs. This is
it's Honitsu
for sure.
Yakuhai to Honitsu Mangan. Easy.
Yeah.
Don't
overthink it.
Yeah. When the wall gives you a path to Mangan that is quick, you just take it. Unless you need much more, which he does not. Now his green dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
I don't think it's anyone's hand right now. It's in the wall.
Right.
Oh, and it's just got cut. Alright.
Yep, because
Good.
dragon. I mean,
So let the hand play itself.
yeah, don't fight it. Kevin is doing exactly what the high pie tells him to do.
Everyone's hand slaps this round. Oh, Sarah draws the Ipeiko draw and also has 5 pairs. I might have, in Sarah's situation, I might have cut the 8 mon instead of a 7. Because cutting a 7 is almost like a commit to Chitoi.
Andres is Shantan as well. Ooh, this hand got very pretty.
This could be
what
Suwanko?
Kelly needs. Kelly needs this, but she's against a much faster hand that is already twice open.
Uh-oh.
And another twice open hand that is Tenpai.
I believe.
Oh, and she needs to cut the 7, so which is
Uh-oh.
she would need to deal in to progress this hand. It is absolutely tragic.
They're doing Kelly wrong.
Yeah, Kelly, I mean, we all want to see the
The Suwanko.
Suanko, but from our view, it is clearly trapped.
Rest in pieces.
Yeah. It's tough. She's had hands to recover that just haven't panned out. Which makes that the Haku call even more like you just have to move on from that and play every hand, every game fresh. But
And I think she is bouncing back.
She
Like, she's
is-
making the right decision.
she's not tilting at all. But she just has a difficult position to play in South 3, right?
Yeah.
All been there.
The other players are extremely close.
Right.
It's,
And folks are asking about who's playing, who's not playing. Like, unfortunately, we started a bit late, so we went straight into the hanchan. But in between games, we're gonna do all of that. Who's actually at the tournament, how the tournament works. Thank you to our sponsors, all that good stuff.
oh, Kevin's hand looks quite pretty. Possible Tanya, Dora.
And let's look at Andres' hand, right?
Yeah.
All good shapes. A floating Forso that might fly out anytime.
And a floating Dora.
Yeah. Which he doesn't need, right? He might keep it for a while to see if it pairs up, but he doesn't need it. Because...
Honestly, some people say that especially if you're
paired up. He paired
never
up.
mind. I was gonna say, like, especially if you're a dealer and you want to. Some people say like if you really want to win a hand, you should cut Yakuhai first, or like,
yeah,
not bother.
right. That's one of those like things that make efficiency so hard because Yakuhai are just difficult, right? I find myself getting called out by reviewers, human and machine alike, about the order of Yakuhais and when I cut them and when I hold them is just such a delicate topic. Extremely early Riichi.
6-9 Mon weight. We see
Yeah.
3 of them in Kevin's hand.
Right. The
That
problem
9 is a little bit.
I mean,
risky,
there's just
but-
no information, right?
Yeah, I think people might just continue on with their hands.
And that's Sarah's Riichi, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Riichi Pinfu. Iron Riichi.
Uh-oh. And
There he
there
goes.
it is.
From Kevin. That's good for Sarah.
She gets an Uradora.
Yeah, Uradora. Riichi Pinfu Dora. 330. 39. Direct hit puts her in first place. Knocks Kevin to third. I mean, this is...
It's good for her,
Yeah.
but the game is still extremely close. Going into South 4, everybody will be...
Yeah.
So Andres and Sarah are less than 1,000 points apart. Andres and Sarah will both be looking to win any hand. Kevin needs, what is that, 3,800 to get into first. So yeah, any 3-han hand,
Yeah.
direct hit off of anybody will get him there.
So they're doing a score count now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to write down the scores, and our overlay friends are also going to double check that they've been doing the math correctly, right? So what stands now is what they read, what they count, right? And if the overlay is off, the overlay gets corrected.
Kevin can also win a 2-han hand off of Sarah or Andres. But yeah.
32-4. I'm seeing 10, 20, 30, 32-4. So it looks that that's... Right? 10, 20, 30, 32-4.
I see.
And I believe that's Kevin.
So the overlay is...
The overlay
Perhaps
might need to be
inaccurate.
up to dated. We'll see. And someone is doing some calculator math to make sure it's 100.
Yeah, it looks like somebody has 11,000. So Kelly has 11,000. Probably Kevin has 32.4.
Well, someone has 40, right? So there is something went sideways.
Yeah.
So they're it's because
It
is it
looks like
because
it's-
did they start from 25? Or did they start from 30?
Oh, that's...
Is it that's everyone is 5K off?
No. 'cause
No.
Kelly had 9,000 something before. Anyway, when the overlay comes back on, we will do a another analysis of what everybody needs.
Yeah. I mean, Kelly. The thing is, she's not pressed for time. She's a dealer, right? So this is how miracles
Kelly
happen.
just needs to keep winning.
Right. And now we have the confirmed scores. So Kelly has 11,400. Sarah across from her has 40,000 and change. Andres 35,000. And Kevin, I can't make that out. 37, 32. 44, 84. Sounds more like 37. I don't know. 146.
Kelly starts off with a normal looking hand.
Yeah, looks like 37,000. I mean, it has a Yakuhai pair.
Yeah, that's like...
It can be one. that's the level of just directiveness she needs. Like, I have a Yakuhai pair. I will win this hand. And that the third red dragon we can see in Andre's hand. It might come out rather soon.
The green dragon.
The
yes.
green dragon, correct. Sorry. See, there he goes. Pong.
Popon. Very good, very good.
Wait. Oh, she had already ponged it. well, we missed the pawn right before because she drew a tile.
Oh.
So she already pawned it. Like, the camera switching caught us. So she called a green dragon, which means her hand now just needs to shape up. Like, she has 3 shapes in her hand, needs a 4th. Unfortunately, she's still at that point with lots of letters. So sticking something is hard right now, so she needs to be drawing some middle tiles.
Okay, the scores are up. Sarah and Andres are apparently dead. He tied. And Kevin needs a Mangan off of anybody. Did he set up?
Yeah, I think there's a typo there. We'll check it out. 40, 80. Yeah, there's definitely too many points on the table.
Yeah, I think this might need to be a...
Yeah, let's go by what's on the screen.
Andres is cutting away a penchant, looking set for
Yeah.
maybe calling.
Yeah, perfectly
Oh,
Shantan
okay.
almost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Andres is not tied with Sarah, and will need, what is that?
He needs little 48.
4,800 points.
Yeah.
So, Riichi Pinfu Tanyo, Sumo, or Dora, that would work.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Sarah draws a Dora, throws in her 5-7.
Kelly's shapes moved considerably. It was a good call. I mean, she called the good shape and left herself the bad because, I mean, she knows she can't afford to not win the hand. Another fill. Tenpai. No, not Tenpai.
That's
Tenpai.
Tenpai.
That's Tenpai.
But it's yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
another-
Pinfu Dama, Pinfu Dora Dora Dama,
By
Sarah, which I think is the correct decision.
Yeah, that's a difficult one because
Well, you want to take first place. Score
Right.
doesn't matter for her.
the
As
score, yeah, could end up mattering. No, it didn't matter in the end. It didn't matter.
I don't know. What would you do in that situation? I would want to lock in a first place, even if it. I don't think it makes sense to.
I think it depends a lot. I think the problem is the pawn is getting destroyed as we speak. The 1-4 doesn't look that good, right? Like there's just nothing out helping that 1-4. That 1-4 is a difficult.
But then, wouldn't you want to Dama? Because Kelly is not going to care. I guess in the case that Kelly doesn't care, then you would Riichi to get the extra value.
Yeah, so here's the considerations at hand, right? So Kelly will not care. Kelly will just go through. The other players also can't care that much because they need the position.
Okay.
The question is more for me. Do I believe Kevin and Andres are Tenpai, or do I believe that I'm ahead of them? If I believe I'm like a Shanten ahead of them, I might Riichi just to stop them. Because now they have to play around. But I mean, I didn't look enough at the pawn because I think it makes a difference if you feel like if your weight is good, if they're Tenpai, what are they cutting? But I mean, it was a.
There weren't many lower Sozu.
I feel like if we're discussing it so much, it might probably be one of those where like either we need to analyze much more or like it's a cuspy decision, right? But the Dama is, I think the Dama is fine. I'm wondering, I'm trying to, I think I would Riichi, but I don't know if I can justify it.
Chat, vote on your phones.
Yeah, feel free to opine.
Yeah, definitely let us know what you think.
But I mean, it would definitely not have changed anything because Kelly was barreling down and she immediately sumoed or won her hand.
Yeah.
Again, Sarah was not concerned about Kelly because she knew Kelly would win even a small hand. Her concern is getting hit by a by a 3,900 from Kevin or Andres, right?
Right. Well, only Andres.
Only
3,900
Andres, yeah.
from Kevin.
Yeah, not enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mahjong from Kevin. Kevin is 8,100 points away. And now there's
a Honba.
There's a Honba now. So now the gap closed a little bit for direct hits. Interesting shape. But that's a fill. The shapes are tough for Andres, but if they fill, they fill.
Yes.
Yeah, one pin. Sarah
has that south.
Yeah, keeps all the letters. Andre cuts away a penchant inside out. Because he just has like so many bad shapes. He needs to like choose the one to improve. Okay, now this shape is really nice.
That's a really nice Ishanten.
Right. The Foreman is the likely pair for Kevin.
Kelly manages to call her Yakuhai.
Actually, he does have just two legit pair options, right? The 3-so or the Foreman. So, I mean, this is a very, very good Ishanten.
Is it enough value?
Oh, I think so. Riichi, Pinfu, Ipeiko, Tanyao.
Yeah. Well, the Ipeiko is not guaranteed.
Dora. There's Dora as well.
Oh, so, Dora.
So
there we go.
I think even if he hits Sarah with Tanyao Dora with the Honba, I think it's enough. Okay, now he just cut it back. Cut it back.
Cut that back. You don't need this.
What I love to do is when you have this shape, you just cut a 3-mon, immediately cut a 4-mon, and then you Riichi waiting on the 2-5.
Oh.
Right, because it's the resolving, because Ipeiko is really like a big overlap, right, of two shapes. You cut the two of them, almost invariably people assume you have a Ryanmen elsewhere. And he has enough good shapes to do that. Like if he draws the other fill, he could totally Riichi waiting on 2-5 after cutting the 4-3-mon. Vicious. That's a Nippatsu.
That's quite a trap.
I might even cut it here. Like, if you're just being tricky, you might even cut it immediately. But he loses too much efficiency to do it now, which he can't afford. That's an improvement. The 9-mon might come out.
Yep.
Has a couple... He basically has 6 groups, but 3 of them are bad.
I don't think that...
that doesn't help. It doesn't help, but like she's getting rid of a tile she doesn't need either. Another improvement. That's what Andres needs to now he has a 1-3-3-5 as a single group instead of trying to juice 2 groups out of that. No. Don't need it.
Oh.
Don't need it.
Yeet it.
Eat it back.
It's like you want to be thorough.
You want to check. The Maj Solar Tenho timer is not clicking on you. Like you get a little bit of courtesy time to think when you get difficult. Ooh, yes.
Okay, nice.
Okay. Yep. She's gonna call it to Tenpai. It's gonna call the 8-mon. Oh, but the 8-mon is a Shabo, so no. So I can't see there.
Wait, no, it's not. 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, right?
I was just choosing a Shabo anyways.
Oh, she's choosing. Okay.
Interesting.
Why? The 4-pin looks quite bad because you just cheat one of them.
Yeah.
Andres draws yet another improvement.
Yeah, but now he needs to cut 2 tiles to materialize it, right? And he goes 3-pin first, which is the unsafe one. So he has to, right? Mm-hmm. So she cut the 6-mon. The alternative would have been...
She could have had 5, 6, and then 6, 7, 8, waiting on the 4, 7.
Right. Yeah, I think the Ryanmen wait, unless I'm missing something. There's 2 force
don't-
cut, but that's a good thing at this juncture.
She can change to the 5 pin only, but she decided not to.
That 8, oh, he's saying, Cordy Man is saying that 8 is great for call flexibility. I mean, it was, that comment was probably made.
When we said it wasn't helpful.
Right. Exactly. Keeping a pair shape while your hand is open is wonderful. Cut that 5, because now it's a Suji trap.
Yes.
Yeah, the shabo is tough. The shabo is very
because
tough.
The other side, the 4 pin, is just so hard.
Is the south? He's worried about the south. Oh, that's Sets the
I mean, that's justifiable. It hasn't been cut, right?
Yeah, it's they're all in
It's
Sarah's
completely
hand. They're all in Sarah's hand, which is why they're.
Yes.
But you can't tell that that's actually a safe south.
The fear is that you deal into Kelly.
The 5 is safe. That's been established. It is known. The 7 mon came out.
Oh my goodness, Suanko.
Oh, Dama
Tenpai.
Suanko.
I mean,
Or
she doesn't
Sanako.
need it.
She doesn't need it. She'll call anything.
She'll win on anything. That's Tenpai, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Tenpai.
100%. Yeah.
Would she
Tuso,
con
Tumon.
the South though? I don't know about that.
No,
No.
I don't think so. That's completely that's just volatility that goes against her, I think.
Yeah. Tuso.
Ooh, the Tumon. It's not coming out. It's not coming out. Kevin has been very careful. But I mean, the problem is the Tumon looks really bad for a Shabo weight, right? Like, it looks like a Shabo weight is possible, but they've cut the 5s, 4s, and 3s. So if you're thinking of a normal hand, it looks...
Right. Where is the Tuso? There's one in Kevin's hand. But I think there's one in the wall.
back.
Oh, the double Dora.
Yeah. Andres calls it into Tenpai. Kelly just has to keep her Tenpai no matter what. 5 is safe. The 5 has passed twice recently. The 3 even more recently. Suanko Tenpai. She slams the table and be like, listen, I don't need it, but I will take it. Suanko Tenpai.
It's like, in a world where it's just a normal Tenpai, I could see you folding on that double Dora draw.
Yeah.
But
It's a difficult positional thing. It's the first hanchan of the day. She's winning. If this is no 10, she wins, right?
right.
It's unlikely to be no 10. Kelly
Yeah.
seems Tenpai. But she wins a Yakuman on a cumulative score tournament. That's a great way.
Yeah, Yakuman, what, plus 32
Yeah.
alone?
Plus 32 just from the Yakuman. On top of what she already has. She already has 10 plus Uma, right? Because of the return 30, right? So she already has plus 10 plus Uma plus 32 would be real nice.
Yeah. In terms of, people have won with, plus 90? Plus 100?
Yeah, so the qualifying score, so 164 was a classifying score for first place. 97 in September was a classifying score.
157 in August.
Right. So
112 in October. So around 100.
100 plus usually. But
Yeah.
I mean, winning that first hanchan with the Yakuman, it does put you in a very comfortable...
That's plus 60 something, right?
Now, the really spicy question, would you reach that?
No.
In many other circumstances, one might, but here, no, right?
No.
Here, it's just she takes any win. And she cut she cuts the red 5, which was a Suji trap for her weight, but doesn't come out anyways. People were actually playing extremely carefully at the end of that. Just managing for Tenpai, managing for not dealing into something So Kelly continues her dealership. She has had the luck of 2 quick high pies. Now let's see her hand now.
Kelly?
Yeah, Kelly's hand. I mean, there's still.
She's got a different. Like, you see that 3, 6, 9.
Yeah.
And you know that things aren't going well yet.
I mean, things are not going well. The 9 can go, the shot can go. And, I mean, there's a callable path, perhaps, to the hand. Like, I'd say if someone opens, like, a Yakuhai, then she might need to consider calling this hand for, like, a Tanyao. Which is sad. Which is not. Now she draws a penchant. Like, it does not help the.
Meanwhile, Kevin has double South Dora, so
Yeah.
he prospects are looking good.
Yeah, but Kevin needs. If Kevin calls that South, it's not enough, right?
Is it not?
Well, Kevin has 28K.
28. Oh, I guess the 10 pine payments changed
Yeah.
the situation. So there's 2 Homba.
So there's 600 points on the table. So let's call him at 29. He still needs 11K.
So he needs a Hanuman run off of anybody.
Or Mangan
a
Direct.
Mangan Direct.
Yeah. So I think Kevin passes and did pass a South call with that reasoning.
Yeah, double South Dora is not going to be enough. We need some more.
We need more cowbell. That's the.
My cowbell.
Okay, so Andres' hand decides to be a normal hand.
Mm-hmm.
He kept the Chitoy option, but it doesn't pan out. Okay, he draws the South. Now that is the draw for him. Because now he has this hand with lots of value that he can keep closed. So Riichi, double South Dora. Now, so he's starting at Mangan.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
He's in
Ura or...
direct hit. Okay, that for me is cut the penchant now. Because she had 2 shapes, 3, 5, 6, 8.
Oh, look at this.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Because, I mean, I think Kelly, even though that's an unfortunate shape, which she cut the 8 mon, right? She had 3, 5, 6, 8, which is 2 groups, and has a Tanyao path that is better than 8, 9, so.
Yeah.
It's more improvable, it's more callable, so I might have this is another Tanyao improvement, so I think
you gotta cut the penchant.
you have to cut the penchant.
Even though it's Dora.
Right. I mean, you can keep the 8, but
Yeah, you can
I mean,
cut the 9
now that you started cutting the 3 mon is not a problem. Okay. Yeah, she's very committed to that 8, 9, which I think it's. Oh, there's a Riichi also at the table. I missed that. So Andres is Riichi. Waiting 9-pin 4 mon Shabo. And Andres, what's his value situation?
He still needs
Riichi Nomi? He needs
the 5,800 still, right? Or 4,800?
for first place, yeah. Is this calculus perhaps that like second is enough?
I don't think.
Because Andres, we'll go through the scores, the cumulative scores, but Andres is a person that he does not need. He does not technically need to be first this tournament. He needs a lot of points.
QWERTY Man says, "What is
QWERTY Man
doing?"
Elaborating on the Bible of the Shinki School of Mahjong, says that you have to reach all your important hands.
Kelly is.
Ooh, this looks like Tenpai for another. No, it's not Tenpai.
It's not Tenpai yet.
But it's so close. This is almost Tenpai for another possible Swanko, but I can't quickly see all the outs, right? So there's
You need
5 mon, 6 so
pay.
There's the pays are out. Mm-hmm. There's a 5 mon he needs to call. Call the 5 mon.
Yes.
Tenpai. The 9 pin is
All right.
almost
so
entirely
double
safe.
south.
Now take the 5. Ooh, that's the 9 pin that
Yeah. The
looks
shabo.
looks extremely safe because the 6 pin passed, and the 7 pins are in his hand. And
But Kelly also wins. So the game continues.
does Kelly win?
Yes,
Oh, it's double
she
wrong.
had she kept drawing tiles for her Itsu.
Wow. So that the penchant we were so against panned out. Kelly just knew what she was going to draw.
She knew what was in the wall.
So double roan, because we don't play with head bump. I suspect Andres will take the Riichi sticks because he's ahead in turn order, right? So Kevin Delton, maybe Andre takes the Riichi sticks, but Kelly gets some points. And
Honba also.
I don't think it's a Tamahane, right? I don't think it is.
No. There's definitely no Tamahane. But I'm saying that I think Honba only go to the first person.
Right. And the Riichi sticks, right?
Yeah. You were
Right.
only saying the Riichi sticks.
Correct. I am absolutely terrible at keeping track of the pot. And that's so tough for Kevin, right? Because
He's now in last. It's
100%, yeah. So are they counting again just to update the scores? I think we have plenty of time still. We have probably 15 minutes left. I mean, Kelly's now in striking range.
especially at dealer.
Right. Cordy Man is reiterating what I failed to mention, and Amy corrected me. So it is double roan. Like, we do not have head bump because that's the rule I think we agreed as a club we shall never have because it's so sad. So it means
like, if I won, I won.
Yeah. I don't want to be deprived of my win by a technicality, right? So Kevin has to pay both hands, but the pot, meaning the Riichi sticks that were in the middle and the continuance counters, go only to Andres because Andres comes before Kelly in turn order. If you start from Kevin, Andres is first.
Yep.
Nevertheless, big hit. So Kevin is now 4th place. Kelly is now in 3rd. And Kelly is the dealer. A dealer Mongon puts her ahead of Andres, no matter what. Right?
Yeah.
She roams a dealer Mongon, she's in 2nd. And if she sumos a Mongon,
That's first, right?
that's first.
Yeah.
I think that's first.
The power of a dealer turn.
12, 16. Yeah, that's definitely a first. It is Kevin's first tournament with us. We'll do that. All that good analysis.
All right, Kelly, what you got for us? She has hodgepodge. A normal high pad.
It's tough, right? You need that dealer run, and you get a good hand. The moment you draw this high pie that is completely disconnected, you're like, is this the end? Is this the end of my bullyship? I mean, if we squint, what can we see in this hand? I mean, the shapes could fill. I would be much happier if she had like a 7 mon or an 8 mon.
I know,
or some like
because
7, 8,
that
9
would be
Sanshoku.
7, 8, 9 Sanshoku.
It is so remote right now, but like when you look at this broken hand without Yaku, you just have to like, what is the Yaku I would call if my life depended on it, right? It is so important. That draw is amazing for Kevin.
Wow.
Unfortunately, like Kevin's hand, like while it's shaping up amazingly, just the
He's-
sheer amount of points he needs is just really tough. And I cannot like
Oh, the Yaku high for Kelly.
yeah.
Nice.
That's what she needs. No longer needs to like come up with insane complex Yakus. You just pull a red dragon and you're in the game. I'm still kind of reeling for Kevin because he had 6, 7, 7, 7, 9. He cut the 6 first. because the 9 was so manifestly safe unless someone is waiting on a shabo or unless someone has the last 7, and both of those happened.
Were true. Yeah. I know what you mean. Like he played it correctly.
So Kelly didn't call it. Kelly did not call the red.
What?
It's intriguing.
Huh.
Because I don't think we have the luxury of wanting the hand to be closed here.
I don't think you have the luxury of waiting for value here.
Right.
I think you like cheat a 7 or you move on the 7 Dora. But
right.
Yeah. But yeah, Kevin played it by the book when he cut the 6 pin first.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the book betrayed him.
Kevin Riichi's Sarah draws a Dora. I think that's not coming out. Yeah, Kevin's weight is, let's see, 2, 3, 4. It's 369, right? 4, 6, 4, yeah, 369. So Kelly gets a chitoy kind of way to dance around this Riichi. Like she's now Ishantan. Oh, Kevin Sumo's.
Ipatsumo. Riichi Ipatsumo Dora.
Riichi Patsutsumo Dora.
Yeah, even no Pinfu, so.
I mean, yeah, Mangan. Mangan, right?
Riichi Ipatsumo Dora. Yeah, Mangan.
Mangan, and it's 4K from. Oh, it's enough to pass Kelly, isn't it? Because it's 8K plus the 4 that Kelly has to pay.
Yes.
Plus 2 Honba. 3 Honba. And a Riichi stick. So I think with that, he gets back.
Into third.
I think, rewinding the tape a bit, like, you cannot pass that Shun.
No.
Right? That Shun is just like, you're counting now on the last one.
It could be in a dead wall.
It could be in the dead wall, or it could just give the time for someone to build a hand.
And I just don't think that hand... Like, I could see passing a call if you think you have another path to Mangan. Like, I could see passing, a call that cheapens the hand so much.
Right. But I think what makes this hand different, as you're saying, is that was our main Yaku, like, possibility, right? The other Yaku possibility is Riichi, and that was so more far-fetched. Right, so at that point, I think you have to take the tune. You accept that the hand is going to be 1,000 points plus a bunch of like pot money,
and that's
and
fine as last dealer.
As the last dealer is fine. I mean, this was a very interesting game, right? There was like ups and downs, and
there were some Furuten, some Yakuman Tenpai.
Yeah, two Suanko Tenpais, a double roan.
Scores. The game situation got turned on its head. Kelly was...
I think valiant effort by Kelly by getting to the South 4 and being like, hey, stuff didn't work out earlier in the game, but I'm just going to play my dealership and try to get several repeats. And she managed to sneak up to third. But, I mean, the last high pie she drew was just a bad high pie for the situation she was in. We're being kind of like intense about the tune, but had she called the tune, her hand is still slower than Kevin's.
Yeah.
Right?
It could have turned out the same way.
It could have turned out absolutely the same way. It would have changed the draw order a little bit, but I mean, who knows? Okay, so now that we have a little bit of downtime while they reset and they set up a new table, let's talk a bit about the tournament.
So...
Yeah, let's say hi to everybody.
All right, we'll show our face.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Amy.
I'm Andre, and we're here commentating the 5th tournament in the Riichi Nomi Championship Series.
And the last one before the semi-annual winners tournament.
Right. So how do things stand today in terms of who's already qualified?
So
who's hopeful?
Yeah. So in terms of who's already qualified, yours truly.
So Amy.
And then another yours truly,
Andre. That's why we get to work. You were like, you don't get to play anymore. You played, you bullied us, now you are rewarded with work.
Pio and Vince.
Yeah.
So we have 4 confirmed qualifiers that qualified through getting first place in a previous tournament. And then today we're looking to fill those last 4 to round out the winners tournament of 8. And basically, the way you get in is either winning first place today or being one of the top 3 cumulative of the remaining players.
Right. Yeah, so today is kind of more exciting than usual because we're going to get 4 finalists off of today. It's whoever wins and also like the run-ups of all the cumulative scores. Right now, if it ended right now, Felipe would be in, Jason would be in, and Weibin would be in. And interestingly enough, the 3 of them are not playing. So they are just sitting there with their...
Sitting pretty, trying to eke in.
With their lofty scores, hoping... I mean, Weibin is more at risk than Jason, who's more at risk than Felipe. But basically, everyone else would need to fight, right? Shen is playing today. Is he? Is Shen playing today? We don't know. We're not sure. Richard is definitely playing.
Uh-huh. Actually, we can probably take a look.
Let's take a look.
I think this is nominally... This was supposed to occur
December
in
seeding.
December.
Yeah, December seeding. Let's see. So Shen is not playing.
No.
But Richard is. So
Yes.
if we go to the potential scorers, Richard is playing. He needs to get himself above 129 at the end of today. Same for Eric, also playing. Kenzo, not playing. The next person playing on this list is Andres. So
Yeah.
Andres technically does not need a massive... he does not need to win the tournament, but he would need a massive second place performance, for example.
Yes.
Right.
Andres would need to get cumulatively over 129 points. So he
Right.
would need 90 points.
Right.
And at that point, like, yeah, you
You're-
might not be in first place, but you need to be in, like, very solid standing.
Right. Exactly.
Whereas for somebody like Richard, for example, he would only need 50 points or so. Which
Let's see the scores. Let's see the scores that came in from other tables. So Sarah won. This is the table we were streaming. Satoru won the other table, and I think Satoru is below in the total scores.
So yeah, the people to keep an eye on, Richard and as well as Eric, haven't not finished their game yet.
Right.
Eric is also in a similar situation as Richard, where he only needs like 50 or so points.
Right. But they're playing against each other, so one might be taking points from the other as we speak. We'll see. We'll see how that pans out. And Andres is right now at 40. He got plus 16, so he's gonna move up a little bit. He's gonna be like above Kenzo right now as we cut. So even though it's second place, not first, but it's positive. If he gets like 3
Plus
seconds,
30.
3 seconds in a first or something like that, he might end up in high in the tournament and with enough points to qualify. Felipe, Jason, and Weibin, on the other hand, their calculus is we would need several people to climb. And if we're in the tournament, we could be the ones feeding them those points. So let's just sit here and hope that my score stands. It's actually less volatile, perhaps, than playing.
It's basically guaranteeing a plus or minus 0
Right.
in the current tournament.
Right. I mean, you will see, like, I played a tournament and I got a minus 120, right? That's what can happen when you play. Any of them takes a negative score, they just make it easier to get past. So that's the format. So that's what we're watching for today. So by the end of today, we'll know everyone who's qualified. I think we're gonna wait a moment for the hanchan to get set up. So we'll be back in a few minutes.
Yep. See you guys soon.
Okay, so we're back.
We're back.
We're getting set up for hanchan number 2. I think it's going to be Vivi, Andres again, Wesley. I'm assuming that those name tags are swapped out. So let's see the seating.
Yeah, I think the last person is Eric.
Yeah, so
So yeah.
So scroll up a bit.
Scroll up.
Oh, I see. Now
No,
I'm reading
it's
correct. So Eric, Vivi, Andres, and Wesley.
Mm-hmm.
So another 2 top score contenders, right? Eric and Andres.
Exactly. Let's take a quick look at their points. So Eric is currently at 100 and Andres is at 40. And they are each aiming for above 129.
Right. So we'll see who manages to get some points.
Yeah. I think it's a game of consistency. Just trying not to lose points.
Right. They have the luxury of being able to reel back a little bit, like other people that just have to go all out for a first place or for a plus 100, right? They have the luxury. A little bit of luxury there.
We also saw an explosive end to the last game from Hanchan 1. I mean, you saw it in person.
Yeah, we were seeing the last hand, trying to track what was going on with Richard, which is another top score contender. And while he still finished in third because there was big scores. His last hand's like Riichi Chitoi Homoto, so like a very, very explosive hand which he could have hit somebody with and even gotten second. Right, so he's gonna take a negative score, but like a very mild negative score, because everyone at that table got a lot of points. Camilla in first, Eric in second, Richard in third, Shun in fourth. So this is the seating coming up for the next hanchan. We're going to be watching the top table there. Eric, Vivi, Andres, and Wesley. Folks are still getting set up. Richard is playing against Sarah, whom we saw early, and Kelly as well. So Richard has a table without any other of the top score contenders. And the third table is Satoru, Kyle, Kevin, and Shun. I think we're going to have a lot of the action will happen on stream.
Yeah, we're gonna get a front row seat. Yeah, Shun is actually next after Andres. Oh wait, this isn't.
Is it?
It's a little bit out of order.
Yeah, they're entering score as we go, so it has not been resorted.
Yeah,
right? That we're seeing a bit like we're watching for a lot of people that are positive still and playing today. So while we wait for the hanchan to start, the hanchan is about to start. We do want to thank everyone who's working today. So in addition to us here on screen, we have Pio, Claire, Jason, Luke, Vince, and Rachel helping make sure this entire setup with lots of cameras, lots of cables, lots of microphones works well. And with that, let's tune in to the stream. Let's give us a second. Seems to have a
technical difficulties.
yeah. So we seem to not have the feed. Let's give us a moment to try to reset some things. We'll go check on some on the feed. Maybe that it's not coming yet.
On to Hanchan Boogaloo. Yeah, we're just gonna check a couple things. Make sure the feed is coming in. Thank you for bearing with us.
Okay, the hanchan hasn't started yet. We're still trying to figure out that we have the feed. We may need to restart some stuff here.
We have come to make an announcement.
So we're still struggling with stream feeds. So we will reboot because that seems to solve most of the problems, which means the stream will be interrupted, but we'll be back on in a couple minutes.
Yep. See you then.
See you in a bit.